Hey, social work students, welcome to week 15 in Social Work 321. I hope you've enjoyed this course. I think it's an amazing class to teach. I've watched you grow this semester. You all have done really well, and I'm impressed with the growth that you've experienced. It's been great to watch you as you've learned the power of the written word, the power of communicating appropriately with clients and with fellow professionals. This week you have a couple of really important assignments, your final professional writing assignment. And I just want to see that you have learned the importance of professional writing. It's so important to note that once something is out there on the World Wide Web, it's out there. So make sure that you're reflecting professionalism in all of your written communication. You also have a quiz this week. Again, this is an essay quiz. All of the questions are essay, and I'm wanting to see what you've learned about the final stages of working and evaluating with a client. It's this week covers 2 chapters, your final 2 chapters in the book, and I did that on purpose. These are important chapters, but at the same time, you've learned so much as you've gone along, and I know we've focused a lot on beginning and assessing, but you can understand why that's so important. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression, and when you begin in a positive, strong way with a client, then the growth is going to come automatically. You can't be a social worker without believing in change, so that's part of the groundwork that we build. But then as we work, as we evaluate with clients, as we help them recognize the growth that they've experienced, these are very, very important steps just as well. So in your quiz this week, you're going to need to really understand the discharge portion of a final session with a client. What does that look like? And why is it important? Why is pointing out endings important? Well, I think it's important because it's one of the most empowering things you can do as a social worker. Again, we work from the strengths perspective. So when you're pointing out endings to a client, you're also pointing out growth. You're pointing out the change that you've seen, the growth that you've seen that client experience. As a social worker, you're an educator, and your client hopefully has learned a lot from you, has been empowered to behave in a positive way. And perhaps some of their habits have changed through working with you. And another important aspect of understanding the importance of pointing out endings is that in this day and age where insurance companies don't pay as much as they used to for mental health care, where they don't give a client, it used to be that they would pay for 6 months of inpatient therapy. That was the good old days. But now we have what we call brief therapy, where clients may only get 8 or 12 weeks with you. And so you need to be solution focused from the beginning, and you want to point out the solutions, that the tools that your client has been empowered by and that they've got in their backpack now. And so these are important concepts. How does a social worker encourage goal identification? We talk about it, don't we? We talk about the goals the client has. We don't come up with the goal, the client does. And that's very, very important. They identify the goal and we help them achieve that goal. We empower them to achieve that goal. We don't fix them, but we give them a safe place to fix themselves. So what are action steps and why are those important? The process of helping a client develop action steps includes setting the goals in the first place, and then also empowering the client as they take these steps. Again, a decision to not decide can be a decision. As we evaluate our clients, we're going to look at the whole person. We're going to look at the culture that they are a part of. We are going to look at their family culture. We are going to see what they have survived and point out that they are in a positive place in terms of what they've been through and the growth that they've experienced. This has been a great semester. I've seen a lot of growth in you, and I hope that you can remember the things that you've learned in this course. Please stay in touch with me. I know for some of you, this might be the last time I teach you. For some of you, we'll go on and have a couple more classes together. I will be a part of UNR in terms of being your faculty representative for your internship for at least or for at least one semester. So I look forward to seeing you there. And it's amazing to watch the growth in my students. It's amazing to see you learn and become professionals. I hope you've learned professionalism in this course. You will be empowered in everything you do if you remember, keep your calm, keep your cool, dress professionally, use the language of a professional. This is very, very important. I think I've shared with you that one of the most empowering activities that I did in teaching court-ordered domestic violence classes was bringing a swearing piggy bank. And if you used a word that would be considered a swear word, you had to pay a quarter. Now, obviously, in rural Nevada, we hear these terms all the time, but we don't have to say them. We can respond in a professional way, and there might be times that it's empowering for your client to hear you, drop an F-bomb or something, but most of the time it's not. Most of the time that's going to lower you in the eyes of most other professionals. So I had one client, he'd bring a $5 bill for every session and say, yeah, I'm just paid ahead because I can't kick the habit. We believe in change as social workers, and not just the change of putting those quarters in the piggy bank, but real change. And I know that you are experiencing change as you get educated. I'm so proud of you. You guys are doing great. Don't hesitate to call, text, or email me. And Daisy says, have a fabulous day. Thanks for all your hard work this semester. Right, Daisy? Y'all have done good. See you in the funny pages.